Hello, everybody. This is Brian, and what an episode we have for you today. We have one of our favorites, Chaki, the Funk Wizard. Back on the show, Chaki has a new album out. It's called From LA to the Bay, and you can get it at chaki.bandcamp.com. That's Chaki spelled Chaki. What a guy. I love his stuff, and he's just super fun to talk to. If you want to see him on the video with us, go to our Patreon, patreon.com/late night. Sign up at any tier to get video episodes and ad-free episodes. And if you sign up at $5 a month or more, you'll get a mini episode every week as well. All right, enjoy this episode and go support Chaki on Bandcamp and everywhere else.
Chaki, first of all, I want to talk about you have a Reanimator green
Oh, yes, you do.
going on right now.
Yeah.
Watch the shirt. You're wearing a I didn't even see that it was a Reanimator shirt.
Oh, you just clocked the color?
Yeah. Okay.
Can I tell you about this shirt real quick?
Please.
10 seconds,
Yes,
10 seconds.
yes.
When I was a little boy and I had no friends, I would make my mom drive me every year to the weekend of Fangoria Weekend of Horrors at the LAX Hilton. And I was like from 10 years old to 13 years old. And she would just drop me off and hang out at the bar there all day while I was, going to the Q&As and meeting people and buying shit. I bought this there. This had to be 1991. I bought this shirt.
Really?
And it still fits me. Not because I've always been a big kid. That's why. And I was a fat kid. And it's like I washed it 1,000 times, and the graphic looks great.
amazing.
It looks brand new.
I know
And
it's so crazy.
It has to be super comfortable, right? Like that's the perfect.
It's my number one favorite shirt. I own many shirts. Now this is a core memory unlocked. I came back one day to the bar to say, Mom, I'm done. And she was drinking with this big guy with a big beard, like a biker looking guy. And he said, hello, my name's R.A. I'm Leatherface. And then my mom started dating Leatherface, like from part 3 or something. And I forgot about this. And that's how I just remembered.
Excuse me? Wait a second. I have a thing for this. Scoop.
Oh my God.
That was interesting. And I remember he was
Like
in Pumpkinhead too, and he was Leatherface.
Oh, yeah.
When you say 3, do you mean like Next Generation?
No, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, the one after the one with Dennis Hopper.
Okay, yeah.
I think,
I'm a big.
Maybe not the most beloved entry in the series.
No, like that was my era of Fangoria, was the 90s when like the bad movies were being made after the golden age.
I want to hear all about who did you meet? What experiences did you have at this con?
Remember,
because this is a good time to go to that shit.
I remember Stuart Gordon, director of the Reanimator.
I was going to ask, yes.
Yeah, I remember being a little kid and Stuart Gordon coming in and like plugging Carnosaur like he was P.T. Barnum, like, hey kids, this is going to be the most craziest movie. You heard of Jurassic Park? That ain't shit. Wait till you see this. And he was showing like hype videos and all the little kids were going like, yeah! For like, I remember he was like a very good salesman.
Oh yeah.
Stuart Gordon. I remember
that's how he got any movies made, probably.
Yeah, totally. Exactly. I remember Bruce Campbell just like lighting up the whole fucking room, which is making everyone crack up. Like, and I had to like, Mom, you have to check this guy out. She's like, huh? And she's like, that guy's amazing. Like, I remember him just like impressing everyone. He like just
swaggering in.
Yeah, that was like peak. That was like Army of Darkness era.
Yes, exactly.
Bruce. And I met Angus Scrim.
Oh wow!
From
was
Phantasm.
he tall?
Yeah, no, I'm a little boy, so I'm a short king, and and I remember meeting Jeffrey Combs, the Reanimator.
I was literally just about to ask if you met Jeffrey Combs. I love Jeffrey Combs.
Have you ever met him before?
No, I'm such a fan. Reanimator. I think he's amazing in The Frighteners. I love.
He's
the
so good.
From Beyond.
From Beyond, of course. Yes.
I was working at a video / record store on Ventura Boulevard in Sherman Oaks later on, about probably 10, 12 years later after I met him at the Weekend of Horrors. And it was called Second Spin. And he would come in a lot. And I used to say, I said I met you when I was a little boy. And then we became kind of friends. He would talk about movies. He would come in and talk about movies with me.
Nice guy.
Yeah,
wow.
Nice guy. Really good.
Did he have any movie recommendations or loves that stuck with
From
you?
Beyond, The Frighteners, and Reanimator. No, he liked the Italian. He liked Italians. He liked
Based.
he liked Fellini and stuff. And
Okay,
so,
that's so cool.
That rules. That was a good time. What else was going on in horror then? We were deep into the Elm Street sequels at that point. We're probably on 4 or so.
I remember
right?
going to see New Nightmare in the theater
Mm-hmm.
with the 3D glasses, and everything was like at the tail. Like the days of the 80s were over.
Yeah.
Scream didn't happen yet, thank God.
No,
but
that's
it was
right.
but still things were still like there was K&B makeup, and all the makeup guys were still working out there. Like practical effects were still a thing.
Yep.
There was like Full Moon Video and Trauma and stuff, so a lot of like
Yes.
low budget stuff was getting made. It was an interesting time. It was, and DVDs just started. You know what I mean?
Yeah, our buddy Adam Felber, past guest on the show, co-wrote the Charlie Band autobiography.
That's a great book.
Yeah.
What a life! What a crazy life!
A crazy life.
Yeah.
Going to Eastern Europe after the fall of communism, and I think it was Romania, and just buying up a bunch of land for a movie studio that still exists.
Yeah,
like it's nuts. Yeah.
The last time we talked about it, was that book out yet?
I think so. It's been out for a little while.
I've been meaning to
read it. 5 years. Yeah.
I'm behind.
No, I really want to read that too, because we were, what's his brother, Richard, who does the music?
Yeah.
Richard. What a fucking composer, man.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
Did the From Beyond score, among others. Yeah.
Charlie Band is the last type of guy, and that's one thing that happened during that era. This is probably the last time when a guy who like that, or a person like that, who is just like a renaissance, just like, I do movies not because I love making movies, but it's a hustle, and I also write books sometimes, and I own a house in the valley, and I own a house over here, and my brother does.
I've gone bankrupt 5 times already. I'm gonna go bankrupt 10 times more.
And it was possible to go bankrupt 10 times and like try shit, and like Ed Wood was like that. There was the guy who made like the incredibly strange monsters from, I forget that guy
who became the incredibly strange creatures who stopped living and became mixed up zombies.
That guy.
Yeah,
that guy was one of those guys, just these guys.
Herschel Gordon Lewis, that kind of, right? Yeah,
and I don't think you could do that anymore, just because the movie system doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you just shoot it yourself on your your gear at home rather than
but you can't sell it and like get a house just because it's in a couple drive-ins around the country, and then now I got a house in Reseda because I sold my dumb movie I made. Not happening anymore. Not happening. But Charlie Band made a whole institution out of it.
Yes, I remember being very curious but scared of all the Demonic Toys videos, all the Puppet Master stuff. I watched Ghoulies when I was, I don't know, 10, and couldn't sleep for a week, even though it's straight up a movie that if you watch now would be actively funny because of how bad it is.
Yeah.
But charming. There's some scene where I think there's an evil woman, and her tongue flies out of her mouth and grabs a guy by the throat, and this scared the shit out of me.
I wish that was
when
me.
I was a kid. Here's a movie that terrified me. Curious, you must have seen this, Leighton. I don't know if you have. Saturday the 14th. Have you seen Saturday the 14th?
Yeah, Saturday the 14th. It scared you a lot?
When I was a child, absolutely. No, yesterday. I watched it yesterday and it terrified me. When I was a kid, I had a slightly older next door neighbor who's like, I saw the greatest movie. You got to come see it. And this is, I don't know, 84, 83 or something. I'm like 9.
Yeah, it was an early one.
It was an early one. And it's a horror comedy, as I understand it. Although when you're a child, the comedy elements are not quite as obvious to you. And it's just like scary monsters freak me the fuck out. So I have not watched this movie since then. So I'm curious. Like,
yeah, you should rewatch it.
Does it hold up?
Yeah. It's interesting of the time. Like, it was made in that era. Like, slashers just became big and everything. You know what I mean? Leighton, what era of horror are you?
You're watching it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember going to the theater to see?
No. So I was born in 97.
Okay.
And I did not get into horror properly until I was like late high school, early college, so like I wasn't going to see horror movies in theaters. I was deathly afraid of them for a super long time, and then a switch flipped, and now nothing phases me anymore. And
Yeah.
I'm constantly chasing the high of actually
Oh, it's
being
hard.
scared by things.
It's
So,
difficult.
what's I are you the same way? Like with the horror movies don't necessarily scare you, or do they still scare you, et cetera, et cetera?
No, but I'm still very affected by movies. I cry at everything.
Yes, same.
Love that.
Yeah, like
Honestly, same. And it
yeah,
gets
very
worse the older I
manipulated.
get.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
totally.
Yes.
Very manipulated by movies. But
What's the last movie you cried at?
I did not like Sinners because I'm going through all the Academy Award winning movies, but it made me Buddy Guy made me cry. I'm like, I love Buddy Guy, but I cried at everything. I cried at fucking Love Is Blind the other day. It was a fucking stupid, but no, being scared doesn't happen anymore. It's not. Yeah, it doesn't happen anymore. Like being psychologically like shook from like German like real life slice of life movies, that's the scariest thing.
What do you feel like was the most formative being scared by a movie when you were a kid or teenager? Like I feel like everybody kind of has those ones that stick with them.
Oh
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I think growing up Jewish, The Exorcist scared the fuck out of me. All the Christian shit or all the Catholic
Mhm.
stuff is so
yeah,
scary. Churches are so scary,
They're
Layton. But
terrifying.
yeah, they're
I
terrifying.
agree. I
And I
grew up in a
watched it
very
over and
religious
over.
family. Yeah,
You did? Yeah. Churches are terrifying. And like not
they are.
the real beautiful cathedral. Okay, those are beautiful. The scariest churches are just the little like churches in like Thousand Oaks or just a little town that are all brown.
Hmm.
And you're sitting
Yeah,
on the seats are comfy. What's going on? Yeah, those are the scariest churches.
First Reformed style church. The movie,
Hmm.
Yeah.
not the
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
are you an
me,
Exorcist 3 fan?
oh, here we
Yeah.
go.
Oh, huge. I'm an Exorcist 2
Greatest.
fan.
Really?
Yeah.
Rare. I have a little. You know what? Wait, Rachel got it. I have a Pazuzu statue over here somewhere.
You
Wow.
do?
Okay. Yes.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
feels like
But
something that
okay.
should be back here for
I
me.
know.
It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Have all my
it's a
stuff.
week two's a weak sauce movie compared to 1 and 3. Let's be real. But yeah,
Yeah.
three is a movie that I watched over and over and over again on VHS when I was a kid. And I dressed up as Father Marin from part 3 and as
Fuck yeah.
Halloween and stuff. So like that's a
Amazing.
sick fucking movie. Yeah, I should watch
It's
it again.
so good.
Yeah.
William Peter Blatty directing that. I need to watch his what is it, The Ninth Configuration, the other movie that he directed.
Mhm.
Yeah, I haven't seen
Um,
that. People talk about that. That's it.
the
Like it's
poster is like an all-time. It's so cool looking.
Is
but
he? Are those the only 2 he directed, or did he
gotta be,
direct
right?
other ones too? I mean, he
I
didn't direct
think.
much.
Yeah, but also like I don't know if anybody at home has seen Exorcist 3 and liked it. You should read Legion, the book that he wrote that he adapted. Like it's
Really?
amazing. Yeah,
You're a
Legion is
super. You
really
read
good.
Legion too? Okay.
Yeah, no, because I love the book. The book, The Exorcist, is fantastic. That's one I reread all the time. And then Legion is like, because watching Exorcist 3, you're like, oh yeah, a writer wrote this script. Like
Yeah.
it's very literary, and so reading the book, it's just wonderful Kinderman monologues the whole way through.
Oh,
So
cool.
it's just kind
Good
of
looking out.
mainlining.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna do it. I feel like Exorcist is such a basic answer though. Like the whole nation got into horror from Exorcist, but it's my truth, Leighton.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and I think like now it doesn't hit as strongly as it would have then, because just everybody's less religious now. It doesn't have the same sort of impact. We've got a variety of other horror that, like, I don't know, I think people now who have never seen The Exorcist and then get really hyped up and then watch it and they're like, that was boring. Like there's
Well,
a
also you
whole
don't
cultural
expect
context.
that beginning part where you're like, "Am I in the right movie? Is
Yeah.
this? Am I
I
watching the
love
right
that,
thing?"
though.
I do too. But
Yeah.
if you're coming in and you've just heard this is one of the scariest movies ever made, and then you're in the desert for a long time, 10 minutes, whatever it
But
is.
you have to establish the baseline. My favorite horror thing is when it is successfully able to make you forget that you're consuming horror
Yes,
media
absolutely.
before shit really pops off.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
that one of the powerful things, like, because we obviously weren't old enough to completely be involved in the fury, was that like it stood like 2 was kind of forgotten about, right? And 3 wasn't so it just stood alone as this one film. And
Yeah.
there wasn't a ton of sequels and there wasn't a whole fucking franchise, and that made it more powerful as a movie. You know what I mean? And by the time I was old enough to know what a movie was, Freddy was already stupid and making dumb
Right.
jokes. You know what I mean? And Jason was already just the cheesiest. And I love those movies, but like they weren't scary. You know what was
Yeah.
scary? And I was so into when I was little was fucking Pinhead and the Cenobites. And I didn't realize that they were sex demons. And when I was a little boy.
Oh no, me neither. No, the whole BDSM part of that was literally totally lost on me. Not that I saw any of these movies in the theater, but you saw the iconography. Yeah, I saw the books. I remember being scared by the Clive Barker book covers.
Yeah,
in the bookstore.
Those movies are hella gay and hella kinky, and I did not know. And
Nope,
Brian, we saw the real time shift of this guy Pinhead being so scary and then getting stupid and stupider and stupider, and then not scary anymore. And it's like,
right.
and I was like so mad. It was the first time I was really burned by.
I've only seen the first Hellraiser, but I've read a couple of the Clive Barker short story collections, including the one that has the Hellbound Heart, which is what it's based on. He's a great writer.
You've only seen the first one? God bless you. I'm so jealous. I wish I only seen the first one.
I've got to get through them.
I remember, to answer your question, Leighton, I'll give you a couple things. I remember being terrified by print ads in newspapers, specifically Evil Dead 2 with the eyes and the skull. Fucked me up. Didn't know at the time would become one of my favorite, horror comedy movie, whatever. But I just remember seeing the ad and being like, this has to be the scariest movie ever made. And there's something about it when it's in like grainy newsprint that makes it even fuckier.
Well, also because it's like a real physical thing. I don't know if you guys had that, but like, I was terrified of aliens, any sort of alien book from the library. It's one thing if you're like watching the History Channel and there's a still of an alien, but it's another if you're holding a book and there are images of aliens in it and they're real and they're in there.
Yeah.
That Communion face fucked up every kid my age.
Absolutely it did.
Yeah, same. It also just like the peak.
Yes,
I think there's something so like primally awful about that. But then I don't know. I feel like I wish I could have shown, a child Leighton who was scared by Communion Alien on the books. Just like, here's Christopher Walken dancing naked with aliens. If this will solve your problem, it's not scary.
Who does the score of that movie, Brian?
Oh, I don't know.
Steve Bartek, who's on my new album. Anyway,
yes.
Go on, carry on.
We're going to talk about that album. Have you heard the Paul Scheer tell his story about meeting Christopher Walken on the set of Communion?
No.
So I'm not going to be able to summarize it, but basically,
Paul Scheer there.
It's a whole thing. Look it up. It's an interesting amazing story.
What a movie!
What else do I want to say about scaring me as a kid? The Bakshi Lord of the Rings. Fucking gory and gross. I do not like that style of animation. Immediately off-putting and terrifying to me. And I had a cousin who was like really into it, like a little bit older and I loved the books. So I was like, oh, we're going to go watch, the animated Lord of the Rings. And it fucked me up. So scary. Also with this cousin watched Monty Python's Meaning of Life, which gets fucking gross at some points, right? Mr. Creosote blows up. Yeah. There's
horrifying.
They extract a guy's liver. I actually just rewatched Meaning of Life like a month ago. Much funnier than I remember. I liked it a lot more than I did as a kid, but that messed me up. There's a lot of gore in that movie that you don't think of.
Has Audrey seen Holy Grail yet?
No, I think I'm curious if it would hit for her. Maybe not. But that's one on the short list I want to show her.
Because I started watching it when I was 10 or something and was
probably
utterly obsessed with it, as most nerds.
I didn't get it. I didn't get it until I was older boy.
Yeah. Again, speaking of fucking me up, the Black Knight scene where he shoves the sword through the guy's mask hole. I hated that. I couldn't stand
Interesting, because even as like a sensitive, scared of everything kid, I don't think I was ever really scared of Holy Grail. Like, I think that always read as comedy to me.
That scared me. The other one I wanted to mention is Time Bandits, which
I knew it was coming.
Yep, that one.
That's a very tactile movie too. Like, you can feel like it's just all like drippy and like people that you can see their costumes and stuff.
Yeah, and it has the thing where it's like, hey, guess what? People you don't know can break into your bedroom at the middle of the night and kidnap you. Won't that be? And then take you away from your parents. Also, your parents die, and maybe Sean Connery isn't on it.
I had so many nightmares of people coming in my window, like, and taking me after. Music
things, actually.
Early music videos scared the hell out of me.
Yes,
namely
Jeopardy.
No. Really that video scared you? It's
Where
a
the
guy
hands
getting married
glue
in a
together.
church.
No, but their hands glue together at the end.
That
It's
is
fucking
scary. Okay, you're right.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Keep going.
Peter Gabriel shocked the monkey, ruined me for life. And for some reason, lies. Yeah, by the Thompson twins. There's just something latent about the early, like, low budget videos. They looked creepy, and they were like British, so you're like, what is this planet there?
Yeah.
So like everything. Yeah. But
You know
I love that Greg Kinn video.
What's a creepy fucking video is Rocket.
Def Leppard?
Oh my God. No, Herbie Hancock. Yeah.
Oh my God, the legs kicking and the mannequins.
Legs kicking and
that
like
nightmares
robot
for
guys.
months and months and months after that. Yeah.
Yes. Terrifying, cool video. Also at the time, I don't know who the fuck
This
Herbie
is-
Hancock
it really-
is. I'm 8,
It speaks to the big generational divide here as somebody who was too young to really be on MTV shit.
Yeah. Totally.
The music video for Aphex Twin Rubber Johnny being one of those early, like, scary
know that
video
one.
type things. Oof, it's genuinely great.
Yeah.
I was
it's just
scared.
like a creepy little guy jerking around.
I was scared to watch Beat It. I was scared to watch Thriller. The eyes at the end of Beat It.
The
Oh my
cover
God,
of this, the single of She Blinded Me with Science is this big robot chasing him. And
Yes.
I was so scared of that robot. I was like, that robot's going to kill us all.
there really was something about early MTV which was just like innately terrifying.
Yes, it was so scary.
Pretty much all of it. And I think it's part of that graininess that I was talking about with the newspaper, where there's just something about it where it's more inchoate, right? And you can't quite tell what's going on, and then you fill in the gaps, and it's like, especially as a kid, you're like, is this real? Is it not real? I can't tell. Maybe it's real and I should be scared of it. It's a whole thing for sure.
I mean, it's kind of like a precursor to the whole analog horror liminal space.
That's right.
Stuff.
Absolutely.
I mean, also, Brian, am I making it up that you watched and liked Skinamarink?
I loved Skinamarink.
Okay,
yes.
thank you, because I watched.
Because we talked about it with Trevor.
Right. Yeah, I showed it to our friend who, rewatching it again on a big TV in a dark room, which I loved it first time. Second time, the cracks really, really show, but I still love it. I mean, the fucking 10 filters that are going at once, not only do they loop and you see the hair like coming up every 10 seconds on the film grain.
I didn't notice that.
You also see, not only is it looped, it loops, then plays backwards and loops again.
Oh, interesting.
So like there's a lot of technical stuff that's really glaring, but I love the idea and the execution, and it's just a great vibe, and it's different.
Yes.
And I liked it a lot.
Did you watch that, Chaki?
Yeah, and I watched it at home, so I didn't have I really, I'm like, I would love this if I was in a room full of weirdos stoned out of their minds right now.
Mm-hmm.
That like, I feel like it's a crowd movie. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know how effective it was for me alone in my house.
People seemed to be a polarizing, shall we say, movie. Some people.
God bless movies like that.
I know,
yeah,
exactly.
that's all I'm interested in.
But yeah, I like that kind of like liminal shit. I love. I can deal with that. No problem.
What exactly does liminal shit mean? Explain to me.
Leighton, do you want to take this one?
Liminal space, it's like transitional spaces. It's kind of taken on a new meaning and sort
like
of
a little
the internet
meme
aesthetic.
now, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like the back rooms, or here's a children's play place that's empty and it's creepy because where is this? What's going on?
I forget what the etymology is, but it's like a borderline, transitory.
I get it. I get
it.
I feel it, and it's like it's all familiar to us, so that's even scarier.
Yeah.
It's sort
very
of
like dreamy, sort of
very like Mark Fisher hauntology. Stuff kind of in the same realm.
Yeah. Well, speaking of liminal spaces, this is Leighton Night with Brian Wecht. My name is Brian Wecht. Sitting across from me today, we have the one, the only Leighton Gray. Hi, Leighton.
Hi, that's me. Am I here? Am I there? Am I in the middle
on
of
the
a
internet
field
somewhere? I don't know.
Behind the American football house?
Who
knows?
Where is the internet? I ask you.
Mystery guest, who are you? And you don't have to say where you are.
I'm Chaki, broadcasting to you from a liminal space. And how come no one's done a horror movie where like, oh yeah, and then like the hand comes through on the StreamYard and grabs the other person, and then like
I mean,
isn't that Unfriended?
Unfriended to dark web?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And I needed something to
That
watch
doesn't it
tonight.
doesn't necessarily happen. However, I will say Unfriended and Unfriended to Dark Web are great. Don't let anybody tell you different.
Yes,
They
you've
both
They
mentioned
rule.
are
this.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm stoked now. You got me
Well,
hyped on Unfriended, both of them.
now, Chaki, you were here today in part, well, mostly because it's been a while since we've had you, and you're one of our
Oh, thank
favorites.
you.
But also, you have an exciting new opportunity that is arising in your life today, which is that you have an album out.
I'm
for
like
people.
album out for
The
people.
opportunity is
It's-
for everybody else. You're providing the opportunity for them. That's what I meant.
But I'm proud of this thing, Brian,
Yeah.
Wecht, and Leighton. I am proud of this thing. I love records. Records are my favorite thing. I pretty much got rid of all physical media except books and records because moving with all your shit is annoying. But I love records. I love it. So this is my first 12-inch LP, 10 songs, master blastered, pressed at Jack White's third man pressing records, and it's available Friday the 13th. Can you believe
amazing.
it?
And
It's
it's
called From LA to the Bay.
it is, if I may,
Thank you. Yes, go
really
ahead.
good. Really
Oh,
good.
thank you. Thank
I
you
listened
so
to the whole
much.
thing. I love it.
Thank you,
I mentioned this on the show before. When we met, you were opening for Planet Booty, and I
Oh,
think
I
I
love
can't
those
remember
guys.
if you were the first opener or the second or whatever, but I remember you starting and watching you and thinking, "This is exactly my shit." Like this is what I like. I love everything about what you were doing, and then introduce myself after the show. And this album is exactly my shit. I love the sounds. It's written mixed really well.
Thank
Like
you.
the mastering sounds good. It's exactly what you do, which is it's funky, it's funny,
It's
it's
as you
just
know, it's
great.
hard. Thank you. That means the world to me. It's so hard to you've mastered it, and I admire how you do it so much. It's so hard to do what you do on stage and get that on a record that's like enjoyable
Yes.
to listen to. So I think this might be and I've tried my whole life. I think I finally did it with this one. So thank you.
I
That
agree,
means
man.
a lot to me. That means
Like
a lot. To me.
I
It's taken me a long ass time though. What's the secret, Brian? How do you
I don't
do it?
know. I think the secret is good producer or friends who know what they're doing or something like
Yeah.
that. Like I would not be able to do this myself for NSP for sure.
I think that's exactly it. Like I'm finally like saying, hey, can someone else mix this? Can someone else play this? And it's been helping me so much actually. You know what I mean? So thank you. I think that's a really good piece of advice is be around people that you trust artistically and ask them for help. It's
That's
okay
right.
to do that.
Yeah,
Tell
not
us-
everyone is a one-stop shop. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Tell us about your collaborators on this album.
Okay. Well, so I like make all the basic stuff myself, right? And then like record everything at home. And I'll ask different people to play on my record. I asked this guy, Ian Cowell, who I know from this band Psychic Hit, and he's a great video game music artist, guitar player. He's on my new song Hamburgers for America.
it's a good one. I have a
asked,
question about Hamburgers for America when we're done with this. But
I asked Steve Bartek, who's like my favorite guitar player. He's from the band Oingo Boingo, and
a legend, a true legend.
composer of the score of the movie Communion, score by Steve Bartek.
Yes, and famous orchestrator for a lot of the Elfman stuff as well.
He's all the Elfman stuff he's orchestrated. So yeah, he plays guitar on the opening track, and I have the guitar player Chris Pinnick, who is from Chicago, Peter Cetera era Chicago. Okay. Karate Kid era Chicago on the record. And then my friend Scott Brown from Oakland just really helped me mix and get some stuff together, and he just added the magic that I needed to make it not sound like I just made it on my dumb computer at home. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and
so that's important.
I do well, and you have Elvez on.
Elvez is on it.
Yeah.
Elvez. I made a song called "Fuck Ice" that you know what? I added to the pile of songs called "Fuck Ice" that so many musicians made.
Yeah.
But what happened that suddenly 40,000 musicians wanted to write a song called "Fuck Ice"?
Yeah, I wonder.
We're all inspired.
Interesting.
We're all inspired. So anyway, I added to it. I like mine though. It's with Elvez.
I think
and
it's great.
if you get the digital version, it's on there. So it's not on the LP though, because I made it after. But I'm like, you know what? I'll throw it on the Bandcamp. So if you buy it on Bandcamp, you do get "Fuck Ice." And if I somehow pressed it on 45, I will send it to you if you bought the digital.
Okay. But I want to emphasize what you said before, because I do think You're 100% right. I listen to this album. I'm like, yeah, that's the Chaki act. That's exactly it. It sounds like you. It has the exact vibe of your stage show. I mean, it really nails it.
Oh, thank you.
I think you absolutely captured the live experience on the album. You know, you've got this great blend of really awesome musicianship, and also, you know, it's kind of dirty and the seams are showing, but in the best possible way, sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, this kind of punky aesthetic that is just really fun.
Leighton, Brian has that thing that a lot of my musician friends have, where like they're just naturally good. I mean, I know practice but he's got the thing, and it makes things nice. I try so hard and I just can't. So I'm leaning into like, you know what?
Yes, do it.
I use crappy equipment. I'm not a gear guy.
No, neither am I.
You aren't. Yeah, you aren't either. That's what I like. But you know chords and stuff. And
I know chords and stuff.
Yeah. He's so good at music, this guy. But so when he says that the seams are showing, I know. Your ear is different than everyone else's, though. Okay.
No, that's true. But I take that as a compliment. I mean, some of my favorite music. I say that as a compliment, I should say. Some of my favorite music, and you know, one of my all-timers, maybe we've talked about this, is Mojo Nixon. And what I love about Mojo is it's all seams. Like literally, some of his albums, you can tell they just turned on a recorder and they're like, just kind of do it. And maybe they thought about it a little bit because they're playing a song, but there's a lot of just like, they're clearly trying shit in the studio, and it's great.
Yeah. I don't take offense to the seams line, but you know, I guess I'm kind of going for that just because it is me. It's very honestly.
Yes.
This is how I make music, whether you like it or not. I don't know. I'm going to put it out.
It wouldn't be a Chaki live show if something didn't catastrophically break on stage.
No, if a keyboard didn't fall off a keyboard stand or a bass string break and poke me in the eye, like something is going to happen. Okay, people.
Yeah.
And it's not planned. It's like Gigi Allen in that way.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone's favorite comparison for a show, right? Who doesn't want to be like Gigi Allen?
Listen, some of those Jabbers records and the country records, they're good. Okay, I swear to God, they're good. Gigi, but no, you know what? We wouldn't have Mojo Nixon if it wasn't for Gigi Allen.
I know. Yeah, it's that like give no fucks kind of attitude, right?
That being said, the hosts of this show do not condone approval of Gigi Allen.
Well, one of them does, one of them doesn't. And you're going to have to figure out which one is which. We're not going to comment further on it.
One only tells the truth, the other only tells lies. We have the two.
That's right.
Two hosts.
You have
here.
two questions. What was I going to say?
Brian, when are you going to start shitting on stage?
A gentleman.
You haven't seen him do that
secret.
before? You got to try magnifique. I'm just kidding.
That's right. Yeah, I take a dump on stage every night, Leighton. Let's just say I wear black pants for a reason. Right.
This is the kind of highbrow humor.
He hits the brown note on that soprano. It's amazing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's nothing. Well, actually, I got a special horn. It's nothing but brown notes. Every note on that horn is a brown note. Yeah, but I really, really loved it. The question I was going to ask you is the ad at the end of Hamburgers for America.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? I was not familiar with that.
That is not an ad.
Oh, what is that?
This whole song is Leighton. I wrote a song, and I'm not a vegetarian myself, but it just a vegetarian anthem came out of me, and it's about how you don't have to eat hamburgers made out of cows. It could be made out of anything, and but it's a sequel, if you will, to a song, the theme song to the movie Hamburger, the motion picture Hamburger. Motion picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Hamburgers for America. It's the opening song from Hamburger, the motion picture, which I sampled, and I didn't have to clear that sample because that movie just exists and no one owns it anymore, and it's just
really
one of those movies. Yeah,
a movie I've never seen but saw the VHS cover endlessly in every video store.
There's also Hot Dog, the motion picture.
Of course there is.
And that's a ski movie.
That's
Hamburgers,
a ski movie, yes.
The Hamburger, the motion picture, not a ski movie. So there you go.
Yes, these are these insane 80s comedies that you'd see at the video store, along with Ski Patrol and all the Police Academy movies and, that kind of thing that I saw endlessly and couldn't rent because I was too young.
There's one ski movie. This is probably my most viewed genre of all time. It's probably 80s titty ski movies. By the way.
Oh yeah, that's great.
And I forget the poster, but it has a guy on it with no pants on, and he's wearing a shirt that says "Party Naked," and that's some ski movie.
What
you know
is?
what that?
Yes, I absolutely know that poster. What the fuck is that movie? Is
Yeah,
it
what
Ski
is that?
Is it Ski
Might be
Patrol?
Ski Patrol.
It might be Ski Patrol.
But my
Um,
favorite is Ski School starring Dean Cameron, of course.
Yes, of
Which is
course.
amazing.
You
Yes.
got to love Dean Cameron.
One of the best.
I mean, a true legend who's still out there doing stuff. Like you see him in things.
He has
him as a kid.
Me too. Chainsaw. This guy's Chainsaw from the movie Summer School.
That's right.
He has
another movie
karaoke-
that scared me, by the way, because of the gore effects in it. Yeah.
I was scared at Mark Harmon, but there was Gene Cameron, the great actor from these 80s movies. He has a live karaoke band called Karaoke, and they use Corey Feldman as their logo, and they play around the valley in Santa Monica. And sometimes I'll go. Sometimes I'll go sing. I'll sing songs with them. Yeah,
I saw
just
him
to be on stage with Dean Cameron.
I saw him in something recently, and I think he's bald now. He's like 60, whatever.
Yeah, he's in a lot of the procedural shows on CBS and stuff.
Yes,
nowadays.
And it was the kind of thing where I hadn't seen him in a long time, and I was like, "Who's that? Oh my god, what?" Because he was Leighton. If you don't know this guy, he was so funny in all of these movies, like kind of a little rascal type character always, and just like one of the goats of 80s comedy for sure. Like up there, he didn't have he was never a leading man, right? He wasn't like a Gutenberg or, an Eddie Murphy or something like that, but always like a reliable second tier, funny guy in all of these 80s movies.
He's a leading man in one movie. And I think you both would really love this movie. And he wrote it and he stars in it. And it's a rock and roll musical about him being a vampire. And it's called Rockula. And he's a rock star vampire.
I didn't know this at all.
It's very, very good. Who's the great dancer that did Mickey, You're So Fine? You know who I'm talking about.
Tony Basil.
Tony Basil plays his mom. And it's full of, Thomas Dolby's in it. Wow. It's very good. It's like, I think it's made 87, 88. Rockula. I think you guys would both really love Rockula. Rock and rolls, vampires. Okay. What's not to love? Dean Cameron.
Is it from sorry, did you just say this late 80s?
I think 89 might have came. Okay. I could be wrong about the year, but that's about it sounds about right.
Sounds about right. Leighton, watching these 80s comedies, I would be curious because I would bet you haven't seen many 80s comedies, right?
Yeah, I think that's an accurate statement.
Would they hold up? Chaki, let's go to Chaki for the answer. Yeah.
Tubi has the greatest library of all the 80s titty comedies, as everyone knows. And I throw them on often. And
I call it Booby, actually.
Sorry, Booby.
Because of that.
My wife, who is a couple years younger than me, the generation gap is like, I don't like these movies. They're not funny. They're not amusing. I think
Do you think it's also a gender divide too? I feel like maybe this stuff doesn't play as well with women.
Definitely.
I think that's part of it. Yeah.
But I think so many of them were made that there's only a couple good ones that like stand out amongst the heap of shit that was just being pumped out by these studios. Like there's only so many Michael J. Foxes and like charismatic good actors. You know what I mean? There's only so many good like Valley Girl stands out and is like a masterpiece because probably because it doesn't have the male gaze, right? It was directed by a woman and it's just like, and it's still funny and it's still hard. It still like hits you. Like there's a couple, I really like The Last American Virgin.
I've never seen that one, but I remember. I remember it exists.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, and Fast Times is still an all timer. You know what I mean? And that's
still an all timer.
That's not that different from all the rest of those.
Real movies. Genius stands out as a really, really good one. I always loved that.
Yeah, give me the short list of essentials because I think.
Well, there's like teen party movies, and then there's Porky's, and so anyway, go on.
Bachelor Party. Well, I was gonna say there's some that I think are the great 80s comedies, which are too good to make this list, and I'm talking about Midnight Run, Raising Arizona, things like Beverly Hills Cop, things like this, which are amazing 80s comedies, but are too high budget or whatever, or too good for this list.
I mean, Raising Arizona is the only one of those that I've seen.
It's the best. I love Raising Arizona.
It's okay. It doesn't hit for me.
I think Weekend at Bernie's is a masterpiece.
I haven't seen that in forever.
I highly recommend it. Let me think for a second because there's so many of these movies. There's one starring Dean Cameron and Amy Dolan's called Miracle Beach, where Pat Morita is also in it.
Yes, that's right.
That's a good one. But I mean, you kind of want him to be easy breezy, Leighton. You don't want
Police
him to
Academy has a lot to like about it, but along with like Police Academy, Revenge of the Nerds, you know what movie I actually highly recommend is Back to School, which I love. Back to School. But a lot of these 80s movies have stuff where I think even at the time, even though I was young, there was something that was like, this feels weird. And now when you watch it, you're like, oh, that girl's being assaulted.
Yeah.
Like it's straight
Revenge
up
of the Nerds,
famously Revenge of the Nerds. And it just like, it renders the movie kind of unwatchable.
Totally. There's so much of that.
So much of it.
One that stands out, I think, as an anomaly that's very interesting is one called Surf 2, Leighton. I think you should check it out. Surf 2. It's just like it's like very absurd.
There's no part 1.
Yeah, there's no part 1.
Surf famously.
I love that.
It takes the piss out of just like the genre, but at the time they're making it, and also the Savage Steve Holland ones, One Crazy Summer and Better Off Dead are both. Those are both stand out above the crowd. Yeah.
Guess what? Nice. Better Off Dead also scared me as a kid.
Which one? What part? The ski race?
No, I'll tell you what scared me. The whole idea that this kid kind of wanted to kill himself, and that's the driving force of the movie. That idea was so upsetting to me as a child. I couldn't deal with the movie. And
maybe that's why I liked it as a child.
It's watching it now. It's like, it's great. John Cusack. It's got Stephen Williams in it as a little bit part. There's a lot of good jokes in Better Off Dead. That one I couldn't handle as a child.
I feel terrible for him right now. My heart is hurting.
All it took was
that feels like the precursor to your daughter vomiting at the sheer thought of Fallout.
This happened. Yeah, Chaki. Audrey was watching some YouTube video and they mentioned Fallout and post-apocalyptic, blah, blah, blah. And she sat down and then barfed.
That's where she gets it, Leighton. It's not that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree in sensitivity here. Okay. That's a good thing. As people get less and less empathy in their life, thank you for passing on that gene, Brian.
Well, I'm going to tell you the ultimate example of this story from it.
Okay, I'm listening.
Which is, I am old enough that and grew up in North Jersey. And so, I was around for a lot of the 80s, late 70s, 80s Broadway musicals. And they would run ads for them on local TV stations. And there was an ad for the notorious horror musical, Annie. And it mentioned that there were like 3 diabolical villains. And the idea of these 3 diabolical villains scared me so much that I refused to go see Annie on Broadway as a kid, even though it is expressly a musical for children. I guess not really. It's a kid's musical, but
diabolical.
It is a movie. It is a musical starring a child, and had a big hit. Tomorrow, famous. Lots of famous people. They were trying to attract children to go see this, and the idea, just the mention of these villains, scared me.
No, you unlocked another memory for me, Ryan. Mrs. Haggerty, whatever her name is, Mr. Hannigan.
Miss Hannigan.
Carol Burnett in the movie scared the hell out of me because she was a mean lady, and I was a little kid, and I hated mean ladies because they would yell at you, and she was so scary. So I get it.
She was scary. I get it. And who one of the original Annies was on Broadway is Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh, that's right.
Really?
One of her very early roles, yeah. Also, man, some of these TV ads, the touring ads for Kiss coming to Madison Square Garden.
They were so scary. Kiss was so scary.
Who are those people? It's just terrifying to me.
I'm with you on that one
as a
too.
Child, because
I just got chills up my spine thinking about Kiss when I was a little kid.
And then you listen to
I don't want to look at their faces.
You listen to the
music,
boogie
woogie, rock and roll, woo! Like fuck that.
Love Gun, come on, yes, yeah. So I okay. Anyway, the Annie thing was. I think that's the ultimate example of me being scared
I'm right
by
there
something
with you. Really
stupid. Just a passing mention. 3 villains. Well, I'll tell you one more. And I think I've told this on the show before, although Chaki, I've never told you. if I was nervous about going to the movies, and I loved going to the movies as a kid, I would try to find the book and read the book first, so I knew what I was getting into. To go see
Even
the
like
movie.
the book that came out in conjunction with the movie,
Mhm.
like the script. Okay, all right, yeah.
Yep, the novelization.
The novel.
So,
Thank you. Yeah, that's the.
I read
This is
the
the story of
novelization.
how Brian read The English Patient before going to see the movie.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
right.
really-
Yeah. So I read the novelization, which I think must have been a kid's book of The Great Muppet Caper. And there's a moment in The Great Muppet Caper when they steal the baseball diamond and the lights all go down and there's a scream and then the lights come up and the diamond has been stolen. And I was so scared of the lights going, like the theater going dark, fully dark, and then hearing a scream in the dark that I anticipated, having read the book, when this would happen, walked out of the theater, waited in the lobby for 10 minutes, and then came back in just to make sure I didn't experience the darkened theater with the scream in it. And I must have been 10-ish at the time. And I think
Amazing.
I could be wrong about this, but I don't think I am. I think my parents had just dropped me off to go see it by myself, which was a thing that I did all the time not when I was real little, but around that
You
age.
were
they dropped
anticipating
me
a
off.
whole William Castle situation.
Yes, that's it. That the the skeleton of Miss Piggy drops from the ceiling. That kind of thing. Yeah, that's right.
That's so incredible. And my brain is like, man, it would be so fun to time travel for the express purpose of like, I'm going to shepherd baby Brian around and traumatize him by exposing him to extremely lukewarm content that's going to scare the shit out of him and then change him forever.
Yep.
That's what I would use my time travel points on.
My parents used to tell the story, and of course I don't remember this. I believe the first movie they ever took me to was the Muppet movie in '77, so it would have been 2. And they said the moment the lights went down, I freaked the fuck out because nobody told me it was going to get dark. In the theater, and they had to leave.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Well, that's good because
Yeah.
you would have been more traumatized with one of the scariest things I remember is seeing the Muppets' legs on those bikes, which you should never see Muppet legs. Never see Muppet legs. It looks wrong.
Thank you. Dude, I'm not exaggerating when I said a week ago I forget how I was watching. Maybe it was an ad for the new Muppet Show, the one with Sabrina Carpenter, which was really good, by the way. Actually, I liked it a lot.
Very good.
And there was some Muppet like Kermit's legs specifically, like because they're too flimsy. They can't hold him up. Like why? I don't want to see it. First of all, and then when you do see it,
that's why. Yeah, that's
Those
why.
are not load-bearing frog legs.
No, they're and yeah, like also the whole fucking plot of the Muppet movie is Doc Hopper coming for these frog legs, and when you see him on these fucking pencil sticks, the entire scaffolding of the movie falls apart because you're like, no one would want to eat those. It's devastating.
Thank you. But yeah, that was this thing that scared me was those Muppets on the bikes. I don't know why. I can't tell. It's because of the load bearing issue. It must have been, but just it was scary back then.
There's something fundamentally off-putting about those Muppet legs. I'm trying to remember if we see Miss Piggy's legs ever. Does she must kick or something? But I don't remember that. Kermit's legs I remember very explicitly.
Chaki, what was the first movie that you saw in theaters?
It had to be. It was E.T. And
nice.
I remember
that's a tough one.
I remember. I don't remember anything. I don't remember the ages 4 to 24. Okay, just like I was drinking. But I remember walking out of the Sherman Oaks Galleria and seeing E.T.
Oh fuck yeah!
Just cry, like hyperventilating from crying. Like, it's like it was so traumatizing. It was.
But we are famously on this podcast, we fucking hate ET.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen it since. It just messed me up so bad. Wait, why is ET bad? I figured you guys were Spielberg lovers here.
I love a lot of Spielberg.
Okay,
there's something about ET that feels manipulative, kind of, going with what you're saying, manipulative. Yeah. I hate the character design, fundamentally off-putting and disgusting.
He's scary.
He's scary looking.
When he's, as friend of the show, Jory put it, ashen dog shit white dead in a ditch. awful. I mean, like in terms of being scared of ads, I was obsessed with the Ron Howard's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and I had it on DVD, and it had an ET Anniversary Edition trailer, and I would run and make my parents fast forward through it so I wouldn't have to see ET's fucked up face. I
terrible.
sobbed on the ET ride at Universal, like long-standing thing. I've always been terrified of ET.
I was
Fuck
just
that guy.
thinking about this yesterday. Like what was going through his mind when he said, "Yes, this is the design I want. That I want this skin-colored guy."
I know. It's a
What was he
penis with
thinking?
eyes. That's
Yeah,
what he
it's
looks like.
so
This
phallic.
wrinkled little
Okay,
scrotum.
you know what? I'm with you on this ET hate, guys. I like this. I'm on this train.
I think it is this far removed from Pretorius and From Beyond. Like, it's not a big
So
leap,
body
true.
horror.
right? Yes,
So
exactly.
true.
Like, yeah, all you need to do is get his pineal gland out there a little bit, and then you've got it.
Right. I wanted to ask
yeah.
you something real quick, just because you were talking about the Bashki Lord of the Rings, and
Yeah.
those magical 80s fantasy movies like that, I think just did it right, where it makes you feel weird in another world, like Neverending Story and Dark Crystal. Did those hit for Audrey?
So what have we showed her from that? We showed her Labyrinth, which
that's the quintessential.
definitely hits. Dark Crystal, we have not showed her yet because I think it would be too scary. Guess what?
Skeksis being
Also,
too scary.
no, not that. It's when they suck the essence out of the Gelfling and his eyes go white.
So
That's
scary.
a fucked up
So scary.
scene. So scary. She would hate it. She couldn't handle it.
I get it.
Never-ending Story she could deal with, I think. Although that also
There's
scared
the
me.
horse dying and so
Artemis.
sad.
Yep.
Yeah, that
Yep.
got me as a kid.
And of course, I read the book before seeing the movie. And the book goes into a lot of shit that the movie doesn't. I never saw the sequel, so I don't know if they do the rest of the book. But he actually goes to Fantasia in the rest of the book.
I ain't
and,
watching that.
Wanders around. No, it's dumb. Let's see what else. We did show her a few. Willow. We showed her Willow. She liked Willow.
Cool. All right, it hits. It works. Still.
It hits.
I'm
It
so
hits.
glad. It's good.
Tried to watch the Willow series, gave up after a few episodes. It was like, why are we doing this, guys? Also, same thing with the Time Bandits series. I wanted to like it so much, and you watch it a little bit, and you're like, okay.
It seems like it was tailor-made for us, and it just didn't. Yeah. Didn't work.
Nope.
Didn't
Fun,
work.
vaguely fun. Some good ideas. I love Lisa Kudrow. Like she can be really funny. Just kind of, and it was a Taika Waititi thing, I think, but it's just like, all right, that's okay. Yeah, but I think the short answer is those do hit, and it's largely because of the practical effects, which look amazing. Still, Labyrinth looks fucking great.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and it's got just, the best of everything. Bowie, Connolly, all the Muppets, like, so fucking great.
I know,
Juggling.
I hate sounding like an old man when I'm like, when something could be in the room with you physically, it's scarier, because I think,
Yep.
but I feel like that's me being like, these kids in their rap music or something, because my brain just doesn't register CGI the same way, but obviously other people it does. So I gotta just deal with that.
No, but it's true.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think that's a contrarian thing. It's like
You don't.
things will look better when they're real. It's like watching Jurassic Park, where it's like, oh, it's a real fucking creature. There's like a sense of wonder here because there is CGI, but there's also like these wonderful, incredible animatronics that
Yep.
Yeah.
it works.
Absolutely.
And I guess that's why like Pirates of the Caribbean still works, and those rides where it's just all screens around you is just like whatever, what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, but and then the ones that
robot
combine them really well, like there's the one in, I want to say China. It's a Jurassic World ride. I think I've talked about it on the show, but it has a lot of the big scream things, but it has a giant, it's not a T-Rex, it's whatever, like the Indominus Rex or whatever, and it goes on a cycle following the carts, so it's chasing you. And then there's like more screen stuff, and sort of like the hand thing you did earlier in regards to Unfriended. It does that with one of the screens where you see it die, and then like the animatronic
I
head
love that.
bursts out of the wall.
Oh, really? Fuck.
Like continuing the motion. It's really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, the one in LA that is kind of booty, the Jurassic Park ride. It just no one here
look
works
at
for
her
Universal, right? Can I
No.
talk bad about Universal?
Yes, you can
Please.
shit on
Universal Studios kind of sucks.
No, it's bad.
Yeah, the studio tour is cool. It'll always be cool, but like
Yep. Later and I
Waterworld
have
stunt
done that
show.
together. Yeah.
Waterworld stunt show, again, tactile in front of you, feel the fire.
Mhm.
Waterworld, but all these things with all this motion simulation and screens. It's terrible.
It's,
So,
I mean, it's an awfully, like, the design of the park here. Like, the studio tour makes the entire thing worth it. Same with
yes,
Waterworld.
yes.
But just the like escalators, the ride, that's Universal Studios Hollywood. Have you been to the one in Florida?
Mm-mm.
The one in Florida whips ass, and I feel so bad for people who have only been to this one and have not been to the one in Florida, because the one in Florida goes crazy,
There-
especially because it's right next to Islands of Adventure,
Mhm.
and you can do the 2 park pass and go on a bunch of roller coasters and then come and do. Yeah. Anyway,
The
No,
one here, there's just a fundamental problem of scale with a lot of it, which is you're like, oh my
Space.
God, I get to walk around Springfield. I get to walk around, the Mushroom Kingdom. And yet it is so packed with people, you can't actually experience anything ever. And the wonder of, holy shit, there's Moe's or whatever the fuck it is immediately destroyed by the fact that you can't move. And
Yeah.
it's such
And
a
Florida-
bummer.
Florida is big. I mean, fuck Harry Potter, fuck J.K. Rowling, etc., etc.
yeah.
The one
course.
here is not good, but the one in Universal Studios Florida is like an absolute marvel of themed entertainment design.
Yeah.
The entrance is hidden, and then you go in and there's like multiple alley, and then there's
That's
the whole
cool.
secret like nocturne alley area, which is not pointed out at all. You just kind of have to find it organically. The big dragon on the bank, the rides
Magical.
suck. Yeah, like it genuinely is so nicely designed. Yeah, but additionally, the things that terrified me as a child, as we've discussed on this show, everything about Universal Studios, which I went to a good bit as a child, scared
The
the
Harry
shit out of me.
Potter. Oh my God, so scary. The Harry Potter ride scares me nowadays. Those like wraiths
Really?
that like fly at your face. It's so
Oh, yeah.
scary.
I can't do that
I'm
shit.
so scared. It's so scary, Marian. Don't do it, dude. It's
Okay.
gonna-
Well, I also get motion sickness. So not only am I scared by literally everything, I also get motion sickness, which means I can't experience fun in any form whatsoever.
You know what? I can't do roller coasters. Something happened to my equilibrium as I got older, and it's different now, and I get really fucked up from roller coasters, which is so sad. I'm so sad about it.
This
Yeah.
scares me because I keep hearing, most of my friends are at least a decade
Ride
older
as
than I
many
am.
as you can right now. Okay, get them all in.
I'm watching that switch flip and I don't like it because I love roller
It
coasters.
happens. It's something
Video
about
games.
your inner ear. I think something gets like, calcified or whatever, and then you can't do it.
Video games make me
Pineal
motion
gland.
sick.
Yeah.
Rides do not. And I would love
Yeah.
for those
give
to
me-
switch.
I want to hear your top roller coasters
Ooh.
in the world.
In the world. Loch Ness Monster, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. It's my number one. That's the first upside down one that I
Really?
ever went on.
Wow.
And I rode it I was so scared. And then we rode it 5 times in a row. The loops are great. It's just super fun. Bizarro at, what is it? Is it Six Flags in New Jersey or what's the name of it? There's the Six Flags adjacent thing in New Jersey, and
there's
there's
Great
Bizarro.
Adventure. is what you're
Great
talking about.
Adventure. Thank you. That one is
That's my
awesome.
local.
It's called what?
Great Adventure.
No, I know Great Adventure. What's the roller
Bizarro.
Oh, Bizarro.
Bizarro?
Yeah.
Oh, is it like Superman franchise?
Yes, it is. And
Cool.
it's
I
you
love
go
Bizarro.
through
It used to
tube
have
and
the Great American Scream Machine as well. Actually, that Great Adventure is where, again, a story I've told on the show. It went on my high school senior class trip, went on the Great American Scream Machine and Rolling Thunder, barfed on Rolling Thunder on my
Prom date?
No, luckily I was so proud of myself. I got goaded by our band conductor, who was like, "Come on, don't be a loser. Get on this roller coaster." I was like, fine. So I got on the roller coaster. The Scream Machine goes upside down. I was like, okay, I think I like roller coasters now. Let's go on Rolling Thunder, famous for being one of the fastest ones.
Mhm.
It doesn't do loops, it just goes up and down. I managed 2 seconds into this ride, I'm like, this was a mistake. I was wearing a sweatshirt, take off the sweatshirt, get through the whole ride. At the very end, I'm like, fuck, sick. I made it. The ride jerks to a halt, and I projectile barf into my sweatshirt. I mean, it's gross. It gets everywhere. I capture most of it in my sweatshirt. I think I threw out the sweatshirt because I was like, I'm not going to bring this barf covered sweatshirt onto I was trying to contain it. I did what I could. 2 codas to this story. One is it did something to me where I was like, I had crazy vertigo, and I was like prone for several days.
Oh my
Afterwards.
God.
Couldn't get up. And it got mentioned at our high school graduation in one of the speeches.
Oh no.
What was the context? What did they say?
It was like, one of those, what a year, everybody. Like, we had, what year would have this been? 92, 93. There was an election and blah, blah, blah. And Brian Weck barfed on Rolling Thunder. And yeah, so to be fair, the girl giving the speech did check with me ahead of time. She's like, which was very nice of her. She's like, is it cool
nice
if I mention this? And I'm like, yeah, that's funny. I don't care.
That is so ahead of its time. God bless her. That's amazing.
I know. She was very nice, very nice. And it's like a small school, it was like 100 kids.
Humiliating people in the early 90s. That's what culture was all about.
Yes.
It's true. It's true.
Don't I know it? And not because I was the one doing the humiliating.
Yeah.
But yes, that's the last roller coaster I think I ever went on, and that was 1993. And after that, I was like, if I'm going to be fucking knocked out by this, I don't want to do it. And then once, like 10 years later, I was like, I think I'm cool, and I went down a twisty water slide, and it fucked me up again. And I'm like, nope, can't do it. We should probably move on to segments.
I have several more roller coasters to say.
Sorry.
Give me two more. Give me two more.
Please.
Give me two more.
Okay, I think like Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, that's the place where I got into roller coasters, and the Griffin, which is it's so evil. Like, I only went on this, I was fucking terrified, and my dad was like, well, I want to go on it, so you can either stay here and wait, or you can go on it with me. And I'm like, 8 or 9 or whatever, and I was so scared of being left alone that I was willing to go on this thing. And it's the highest one they have there, and it's a vertical drop for the first one, but it holds you there looking over the drop for like 6 seconds before it drops you. It's the best.
I would die. Die.
I mean, imagine me at 9, terrified, sobbing, and then being fine with it. Apollo's Chariot at the same park, the one that Fabio got his nose broken by.
Oh, cool.
It's a good one. Historic. And then fucking, what am I thinking of? There's one, it's like a cheetah, it's cheetah themed at the Busch Gardens that's in Florida, that like, it's very like low to the ground and like kind of goes back and forth. Also Alpengeist, I don't know, all the ones at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, perfect.
That's your gold standard of the LA.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, we have your top 5. It's number 5, the Cheetah. Number 4, Apollo's Chariot. Number 3, the Griffin. Number 2, Bizarro. And number 1, Loch Ness. That is Leighton's top roller coaster.
Thank you for logging those. I think those are more in order of like my favorite instead of the best ones. But
I think my favorite roller coaster is probably the little bench that doesn't move on the carousel. That's the one that I can handle the most.
I like Space Mountain when the Chili Peppers are on the soundtrack on it.
I can't do it. I so desperately want to do Space Mountain. Can't do it. I want to ask a couple more album things before we move on to segments. One is a comment. It's more of a comment than a question. I want to say that you and I are now in a club of people who have recorded and released When You Were Mine covers.
That's right. That's so cool.
Well, a song we have performed together on stage.
Yeah, you helped me with that song on stage. Thank you so much.
No, thank you for having me.
We should put out a compilation of just that song.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Yeah. Actually, do you know what When You Were Mine was, Leighton?
Mm-mm.
It's a Prince song.
But Cyndi Lauper covered it too.
That's right. Yeah,
a really good company.
Great song, very simple song, especially for Prince, but just effective and amazing. Is it on Controversy? What's it on?
It's on Dirty Mind.
Dirty Mind, right? Yes.
And it's a power pop song. It's like, what? This guy could write power pop too? What the hell? It's so good.
Yeah, so good. And the other thing I wanted to ask is, what is your drum sounds? Or is that a drum machine you're using, or is it digital, or or is it different for tracks?
I layer drum machines. So I start a lot with my Rhythm 55, which you can't see, it's blurry, but I use a Roland Rhythm 55 a lot. But a lot of the time I use samples, and then I'll get a bass track and then I'll sample over it, and I use like like I'm gonna just say it, like I'll steal the clap from Zapp's More Bounce to the Ounce,
Sure.
and I'll just throw that on every song, on every snare.
It's because it is the best clap.
Yeah, it's the best clap. And like I'll just blatantly take drum sounds from other records I like, but you'll never know, because so try to sue me, Isley Brothers. Let's see. But
Come at me, Roger.
Yeah. But I you know what? I program in a very stupid way. I like do every drum beat. Like here's the hi-hat, like one at a time, and then I'll make loops and then I'll loop them over. But it's all vintage drum machine samples and from albums. That's cool. I like. Yeah.
That's great.
Good question.
The drum sounds
Thank you.
Yeah.
No one's ever asked me that before.
I was curious because a lot of them did seem like vintage drum machine stuff, but I know those are like, I wouldn't have a good enough ear to say, oh, that's the soft version of it or the emulator. Or whatever,
I'll say the 80s Yamaha drum machines have so many cool sounds. People sleep on them. Yeah.
Can I show you? This is a total coincidence that I have here. I was at the last bookstore last week, and I bought this book.
Whoa.
1985 with pictures.
Yes. Those machines have such great sounds.
Yeah, wait, here's the Yamaha.
That's my dad had that. I learned how to program drums on that. My dad had that when I was a little kid.
Here's
That's
a Lin.
the one.
There's a Lin. And the real find here was, now I don't have it here, but it came with a record.
It did?
In pristine form, a little flexi disc, a little red flexi disc, which I have since played, carefully extracted it from this, and it's got I'll just send you what it's got, because it's got a guy in the most like vanilla white guy voice going number one, and then like these loops. And
I love these demonstration things for gear.
Yes.
I love these so much. They're my favorite thing. I just listen to them sometimes. They're like they calm me down. Like the Roland 303 demonstration record. I just put it on sometimes. It's so nice.
Because it's I love shit like that. Nerd who's like, I programmed a cool drum thing. And especially in the 80s when it's, you can basically hear the guy soldering it. In the background. It's the best. Yeah, this was such a find.
Yeah, great find. FlexiDisc technology is underutilized nowadays. I'll say that, okay?
I agree. I remember getting a Bloom County book, the Billy and the Boingers bootleg, right? With the it had two songs on it, right? You Stink But I Love You.
Classic.
With a tuba. And
that's what I was just thinking about my dog who just yawned in my face.
I saw that dog.
Your dog does smell fucking bad. And I know because we just dog sat her. We're the Boingers, right?
Yeah,
we'll
classic,
be back because we're the Boingers. I fucking wore this disc out as a kid. All right, we should move on to segments now. Our first segment. Okay.
How does she do it on cue every time we get to What's
I don't
Poppin'?
know. I feel like she's picking up an energy from you. Our first segment, brand new for 2026. So brand new segment. So what we did, Chaki, is we're in year 6, year 7.
Congratulations!
Thank you, of doing this podcast. Still after it, and we decided to do some focus grouping last year, and we sent out a bunch of questionnaires, Patreon, email lists, et cetera, asked people what they like about the show, and we got some really useful, maybe not respectful, but useful feedback about what we were doing, and decided to go back to the drawing board on some of our segments. So after a lot of introspection and Layden, I think you took ayahuasca, we reinvented the wheel here a little bit, or reinvented ourselves, I should say, and came up with a brand new segment for
Total Ego Death.
That's what we're going for here. Yeah. In fact, it's what's necessary to keep doing this show after
podcasting is the total ego resurrection after a total ego death.
That's right. That's why when you go do your ayahuasca trip in Peru, they have a podcast studio right next to the tent. Where you
Layden did her ayahuasca trip at Universal Florida. What are you talking about, Peru?
Oh my god! Oh shit! That would be dope.
Yeah, it's off that alley, right?
Yeah,
you're just going
the Nocturne Alley.
So we are going to debut today a brand new segment. This is our pop culture recommendation segment, where you get to talk about something you've been enjoying recently, book, movie, video game, whatever it is. This segment is called What's Poppin', and the theme song, which we insert during the lengthy post-production process, goes here.
What's poppin'?
What's poppin'? Now, Chaki, you've been on the show before, but I'm going to ask you. You didn't hear the theme song right now, but if you had heard it, what would you have thought of it?
I thought the production was really cool. It sounded like vintage drum machines.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. Cool. Layden.
That's what I'm hoping for, at least.
Oh, it has that. It does have that.
Yeah, in
Layden,
fact,
what's
I
poppin'?
have the little Casio.
You have the little Casio that...
It's
Oh,
also
nice.
behind my dinosaur
It's one of those like
toys.
2-octave little guys.
Yeah.
Then she brought it over
I
when we
love
first
those.
started, and I fucked around with it a bit.
Vintage.
Layden, what's poppin'?
What's poppin' for me, I'm going to be so boring and pop something that I've popped before, which is the YouTube channel Dreading, which is a true crime channel, but specifically the To Catch a Predator recaps that they do,
Oh,
because they'll cover not only like the segment from the Chris Hansen show, but they usually also have the interrogation that happens afterwards. So it's nice getting the two halves of like what you saw on the show and what the actual interrogation is like. It's always just like the most pathetic, gross people you've ever seen, like lying their asses off while cops are like, why did you meet up with a 14-year-old? What were you gonna do? And they're like, oh, we were just gonna hang out and talk. Like, it's 2 a.m. You drove 4 hours to get here. Like, I just wanted to tell them to be safe on the internet. It's great background noise. I love it. That probably says something about me, but highly enjoyable. Dreading, for as many like AI driven / really exploitative true crime channels there are, Dreading is consistently human made and incredibly like insightful and respectful about cases. So I appreciate that greatly.
Dreading,
What's
it's called.
poppin'? Dreading, yeah.
Cool.
Chaki, what's poppin'?
I think we're in a golden age of documentaries. Documentaries have been so boring for so long, and just like Netflix just like standardized them, so everything's the same. I'm so sick of seeing people getting ready and mic'd up for their interview before their interview in every documentary. So I think people are still now making more like independent documentaries. I really loved the Corey Feldman one that just came out.
Oh, I want to see that. Yeah,
so good. The new Paul McCartney one's really good about his time in Wings.
I've heard that. Yeah.
But I love the new documentary called The Secret Lives of Bill Bartell. It's on Amazon right now. Bill Bartell was this LA punk rock impersonario guy. He was in the band White Flag. That was his band, not Black Flag, White Flag. And it's very interesting. A lot of good to very great LA punk lore. And all your favorites are in there. The guys from Circle Jerks, guys from The Germs, guys from Black Flag. They're all Elvis is in it. Red Cross is in it.
Yeah.
It's great. It's on Amazon now. It's called The Secret Lives of Bill Bartell, and it's directed by Dave Markey, who did Desperate Teenage Love Dolls. I loved it, so that's what's popping for me.
Cool.
Wonderful. Brian, what's poppin'?
What's popping for me is about a year ago, I was on tour, and on the road, I celebrated my 50th birthday. And some of the guys, thank you. Actually, one of the guys, a Mr. Commander Meouch from Twerp, got me a couple presents. And one of these was a book called The Devil's Horn by Michael Siegel, which is a very loose history of the saxophone.
Oh my God, that rules.
And
Wow.
It's from 2005. This guy is a journalist, although I don't know quite. He wrote some like The Mind of Men column for Esquire or something.
no.
So journalists might be a little bit funky, but this book it's a very light read, and it's just kind of it feels well researched, but it's not like a dry biography of the saxophone. It is just like, a very fun, like light history of the horn and its invention and history in modern music, from the mid 19th century, its invention up through the present day. Really fun. I'm like 100 pages into it, and it's just an easy, cool read. And hey, do you get it? There's a little pun. Read. See what I'm talking about.
I get it.
Yeah, thank you. It's also lots of little facts about stuff I didn't know about the history of and use of the saxophone pre-jazz. Like this thing comes out and it's kind of a modern marvel. Adolph Sax has a crazily tragic childhood, almost dies like a bunch of times, has some kind of cancerous tumor that he gets treatment for and then it had horrible scarring from burns, really tragic figure in
Wow.
some sense, and also just invented a ton of instruments, and this is the one that like stuck.
Wow.
And also made its way around the world. Apparently there was a big saxophone ensemble in Shanghai in the 19th century.
Wow.
In Asia, India, South America, saxophone kind of goes everywhere. And pre-jazz, there are all these like cool saxophone music things that you don't really hear about anymore, because now it's like a jazz and kind of marching band instrument. It does have its uses in classical music, but you don't hear about it that much. And it's very interesting to just read. It's like little snippets of, oh, you should look up this, female sax quartet from Shanghai in the 1900s or whatever. Lots of cool little fun things that I didn't even know about before. So easy read, Devil's Horn by Michael Siegel from 2005.
What a wonderful specific poppin'.
Yeah, I already have it in my cart. I'm ready to read this book.
Nice.
Sounds awesome.
It
And what a
is
great
awesome,
name
yeah.
too.
Right, and that's why Meouch saw it in some used bookstore and got it for me. And I, one of those things was on my stack to read, and then finally started it last week in a circumstance I will tell you about shortly.
Well, now it's time for our final segment, which is 3-part gratitude exercise, 1 part petty grousing. The name of the segment is Peaches and Lemons, and the theme song goes right here.
Peaches and lemons. Peaches and lemons.
That was the theme song. What a whirlwind. We'll each start with a lemon, which is a thing that is a minor bummer, annoyance, or grievance. Would anybody like to go first?
Yeah, I can start this one. Now, this actually continues a lemon I talked about previously, which is a few weeks ago. I was on a mini tour. It was really a weekend, doing a few shows with Pinback at the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado, and rented a car, drove out there, and went through an easy pass lane without a transponder. Okay, fine. I get 2 emails from the rental car company, which I'm going to name names here. Alamo Rent-A-Car. One of which is for the toll and a slight surcharge. Okay, that's fine. Then I get a $25 penalty for some unknown citation. I call the toll line. Like, there's a line. Do you want help with the toll? Call the toll line. They're like, okay, this is for the toll. If you have a question about the citation, you have to call the citation line. I was on hold on the citation. The toll guys picked up immediately. Citation line, I gave up after an hour on hold. I could not get through to anyone. And I just want to know, it's not a huge amount of money. It's $25.
No, but if they're going to demand
why...
$25, they should tell you why.
And by the way, they don't just demand it. They just charge the card that's on file for it. So I've already been charged for this. And I don't know what I did wrong. Was it going through the toll lane? I don't know. There's no record. No, it sent me a traffic citation. I didn't get pulled over. I didn't get a parking ticket. I didn't get anything. And I can't figure out why these guys are fucking dinging me for $25. And I just want to know. I just want them to pick up so we can have a civil, rational, calm conversation about it. But I can't fucking get them to pick up. It's driving me insane. And at some point,
I'm sorry to laugh at your pain. It is just I've been there.
Well, yeah, of course we all have. And then you do the calculation. You're like, okay, how much is my time worth? Like, am I going to call them and wait on hold again? And if this takes up 3 hours of my time, maybe that's just the 25. Okay, fine. I'll just spend the $25. And I'm sure this is the calculation they do because they want people to give up and not contest it. So I hate to say this. I've never officially put anyone on notice on this show before, but Alamo Rent-A-Car and the city of Boulder, Colorado, I, Dr. Brian Wecht, am putting you both on notice for citing me for an unknown traffic parking ? Some unknown motor vehicle violation.
They did
You're
it
an awful
because
company.
you're a bad guy, and they know that. That's the bad guy tax.
I'm not contesting that I'm a bad guy. I just want to know what specific action I took in this case. Like, yeah. Anyway,
You used to be able to be a bad guy without getting charged. In
Thank
this country,
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll
Money
make some
or
calls to my
otherwise.
buddies in the administration and see if they can get me off. So. Anyway, that's my lemon.
I have a lemon. A wise man once said, "Parting is such sweet sorrow." It's just straight up fucking sorrow, man. I hate this shit. I had my guest for a month who has now gone back home. I stayed with Aaron and Susie and guest for a week with their wonderful kittens. And now I am back home by myself after being around people I love very much for a month straight. And I'm getting sick and it sucks. I hate it. That's my lemon. I'm back to goblin mode and my throat hurts. So
Absence makes the heart grow stronger, another person said, though. Okay.
Yeah.
So
okay, all right, fair.
That's right.
Fair. I'll take it.
My lemon is I've been finding my love of playing the bass again. I love the bass. I kind of just only played it when I was on stage for the last 5 or 6 years, and I remember, but I'm really getting into playing it again and getting my chops back up. And I really, next time I go out on stage, I really want to be able to just like bust out. And I've been learning how to improv again, and jam, which is like kind of an art that you lose if you don't.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So I've been really excited about it. That being said, so I've been watching bass videos. So now my algorithm is bass videos. And I just want to say out there, I hate the world of bass influencers. Okay. If I have to see, my whole algorithm is just people staring at you playing bass while they cover
really
like
high up too.
While they
right?
play like an Earth, Wind and Fire song or something, and they only play like 10 seconds, which is not impressive. But these guys are all like really good. They're all impressive. They know all the tricks. But then I find it grifty, and then they're trying to sell me stuff, and like
PDF,
buy my
the
pedal,
sign up for
buy my book.
newsletter.
I want to get out of this world of bass influencers. That is my limit. It is driving me insane. That is my limit.
Ironically,
The top 8
not
mistakes
based.
you're making playing bass.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
The only bass videos that are good are where it's like a 14-year-old girl somewhere random absolutely just destroying on the bass.
Yeah.
That's
like
all
in the
I
middle
want.
of a shopping mall or something. Right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
people
Like
are
the
like,
quality's
what the fuck
really
is happening?
bad.
Yeah.
Or
that's
I like the Mexican guys that are like playing bass while they have like the cymbals on their arms and they have an accordion on their back, and they're like, those guys are cool.
Yeah, on the acoustic bass. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, if I have to see one more guy staring at me playing Earth, Wind and Fire, I'm gonna get
all those. Honestly, any of the instrumental influencer videos.
I'm sure there's you get saxophone influencers. I'm sure.
I get a lot of drum influencers also, because I think I started following a couple of people and I was like, oh, I like this guy, and then I got fed all this stuff, and it's the same camera angle every time, which makes sense. There's a kit, you just put the camera on the kit, and it's not like the problem is one or two. You're like, okay, this is cool. In aggregate, it becomes oppressive.
Yes.
And
oppressive is the perfect word. Thank you.
And you're just like, it's the same shit over and over and over. And at some point I'm like, okay, you're good at drums. I get it. That's fun. You're a good player. You you're really in the pocket. It sounds awesome. I don't need to see any more of this. I don't care. I love music. I love a good beat, but let's just calm down with this.
I love the drums.
Yes, I love all these instruments individually. There are a few instrumental influencers that I like. I love Saxsquatch. Saxsquatch is great. Do you know Saxsquatch?
I do know Sasquatch. Sasquatch is a legend. Okay,
yes,
I'm a
true
huge
legend.
Yes.
And if you're gonna go put on a Bigfoot costume and rip solos in the middle of the fucking woods, that's what I want to see. I've never seen a Saxsquatch video where I'm like, that's enough of that. I want to see more of it. Almost anybody else, I'm like, I'm done.
And I'm telling you, as my friend, everyone who's my friend listening to this, you don't have to send me any bass videos, okay? I've seen them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But if people were to send you bass videos, what would be a good email?
Late at night.
God. He got us.
Okay.
Got us.
Layton.
All right. Well, now it's time for Peaches, which are 3 things that are good, exciting, have happened, are going to happen, are happening. I'll start. It's been a great past month of doing things with friends. I'll say first, Peach, aside from being separated from my loved ones after a fun month of activities, I will say I'm very glad to be back with my stinky idiot dog who threw up on the pillow next to my head last night. But I'm very, very glad to be back with her again. And now that there's nobody else around, she's ignoring me.
Retribution.
I'm boring to her, which is great. Thanks.
She barfed on my chair.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep.
My second peach is that I got to show Aaron and Susie Heat for the first time,
Ah,
which I feel like this is maybe like my fourth rewatch of Heat this year. It doesn't get old. It's too good.
Mhm.
For me, the action is the juice. It just hits. Like when that fucking Brian Eno song hits at the end and they're holding hands, it's like, wow, guys being
Yeah.
dudes. That's cinema, baby. And my third peach is that we went to the Portland Museum of Art, which I'd never been to, and I didn't realize how big it is. Like we barely
Never been there. Yeah.
we barely got through, 2 floors. Like it's insane how big it is. But there was a whole David Hockney exhibit,
Ooh.
which was not his like pool stuff. It was a lot of like his portraits and like weirdly a bunch of drawings he had done on his iPhone
Oh,
and iPad.
I saw
which was
that.
Weird.
I saw that at the Chicago, the Institute of Fine Arts in Chicago. It was there when
Yeah.
we were on tour a couple of years ago. They had
Cool.
he did like a drawing every day on his iPad.
Yeah.
I want to see
Yes.
those. I
They
love
had
David
exactly
Hockney.
that. Yeah.
I know, me too. And there was like, every time I go to a gallery, I always have a moment with one piece where I just start crying because I'm very moved. And like, there's the wall in that exhibit of all the drawings that he did of his 2 dachshunds.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I was fucked up staring at that wall. Not only because the
Man.
dachshunds kind of look like my dog, but just like, the beautiful intangibility of experiencing love in this world. It's the juice of life, but you can't see it necessarily. And then when you look at a wall of like these drawings that Hockney did of these 2 dogs that he loved so much, like you physically feel like here's a reification of that love that he has for those dogs. It got me
Yeah,
choked up
it's a big
in the Portland Museum of Art. So I highly recommend that.
So cool. That's so cool. I have to recommend 10 seconds real quick. There's a great episode of Huell Hauser where David Hockney was a big Huell Hauser fan. Huell Hauser is a guy in LA, Leighton, that he did these shows and walked you around
California's gold.
LA. He's a gay Southern man. And David Hockney loved watching him. David Hockney invited him to his studio. And so there's an episode of Huell Hauser goes to David Hockney's studio.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
and he goes like, how do you think of all this stuff? And David Hockney says, I smoke a lot of marijuana. On camera, he says.
He's so cool.
Rules.
He's so awesome.
Highly recommend watch that episode. Anyway, go on, sorry.
Okay.
Was that 3?
Was that 3?
That was 3. Heat, maybe, and
Yes. And
Hockney.
Cool.
Cool.
Chaki.
Heat, Hockney, and happiness.
Hounds.
I have to say that I recently went to the great city of Tulsa, Oklahoma, to go see 9 Inch Nails, and I really liked it there. Tulsa, Route 66 with all the neon and vintage
Heard
stores
it's
is
cool. Yeah.
really cute, cool bars, good food, good people. I really like Tulsa, Oklahoma, so I want to give a shout out. I've really been into DJing lately and just like being a vinyl DJ and schlepping my records around and playing them in a loud club, and it's just I've just been fulfilling my soul. And to that point, number 3. So Tulsa DJing and vinyl resellers who don't rip you off and price fairly and reward you for going in and buying stuff in person. Thank you. You are the lifeblood of this great nation is vinyl resellers. So Tulsa DJing and vinyl resellers. Thank you.
I love it. Wow.
Those are wonderful.
1, 2, 3.
Brian.
Peach number 1. My daughter Audrey, who's almost 12, had her rock band, like her School of Rock show last weekend.
Cool.
And she did 3 songs, but she sang lead on Starman, which was her choice to do. She played piano and sang lead on it, and she sounded fucking great.
Extremely cool.
Great.
So cool.
And what I didn't tell her is, I don't think this is telling tales out of school, not far behind me, watching, because his daughter was up next when Audrey was playing, Dave Grohl.
Whoa.
Because his kids go to the same like School of Rock thing. And
Jesus Christ.
Audrey's playing Rick Wake. She's doing Rick Wakeman parts
that's
on
right.
the piano.
Yes, that's right. She has a whole suite about Henry VIII that is coming up next. But yeah, she sounded so great, and she was so nervous. Last show, she forgot a couple words and got really in her head about it.
Fine.
She crushed, and I told her, I was like, Audrey, I literally fuck up on stage every single day in front of thousands of people. No one knows. No one cares. You're there. You're just keep going. And she did, and she crushed this one. I was so proud of her.
Yes.
And yeah, I just love it. I love watching a kid that age like going for it and really trying, and the practicing pays off too. She's like, she worked hard at it and she did it. And it's
Yeah.
also like Starman. That's not an easy song to do. There's chord changes and you got to figure it out. It's not a 4-chord thing. She did great. Peach number 2. I recently served on a jury, and I got picked. I did the whole thing, and I have to say, so the not fun part is we did have to find the guy guilty of a felony, which was not fun. But the process of jury selection, being in the court, dealing with that whole system could not have been more professionally or humanely run. Like the whole thing was just really, really well done. This is in LA. And at the end of the trial, the whole thing for me was 4 days from showing up to the final verdict. And at the end of the thing, there were like 35 people that could have been on the jury. They picked 12 and an alternate. And we got into even people lower down in the numbers. There were people in the 30s who ended up sitting on the jury. And at the end of the trial, the judge says, look, I want to let you all know, I appreciate your time here. He's like, our system of justice is, of course, flawed, but I do think it's the best in the world. And I'm an immigrant. I am here from a country that was not governed by rule of law. And I think I want to thank you personally for being part of the rule of law in this country. Now, there's a big asterisk here, which is that our president maybe doesn't believe in laws, but he didn't mention that, although it was implicit in what he was saying.
Yeah.
But he gave this really moving, just 5-minute thing at the end, which was like, I personally appreciate your time because you are doing what needs to be done to live in a society that is governed by laws and not just chaos. And it certainly there's plenty of problems with the system, but I don't think he's wrong. And it was nice to see it. And just everybody treated everybody like a human being. Everyone on the jury was like, we're trying to do a good job, trying to evaluate the evidence. No one was soapboxing or whatever. It was, everybody was there to do it and do it right. And it was kind of invigorating to see it in action, like people taking their duty as citizens seriously and not being assholes about it.
Damn,
So,
that's heavy and kind of makes you believe in stuff again,
absolutely.
You're like, the tides are turning in this country. You're the third person recently that have told me jury duty's good and cool. Like, my whole life I was told avoid. No, now I want to do it so bad.
I was talking to Layden about this a couple days ago. The other takeaway was being a judge seems boring as fuck. Most of being in that courtroom was the judge very slowly and carefully, for a reason, because it's being transcribed, reading us instructions. The lawyers very slowly and carefully reading us instructions that they've read a billion times before. They're not reinventing the wheel every day. They're doing stuff that they have done before and need to do. And the instructions, because of that, were clear. They were repeated enough that we really understood them. And I was just like, man, most of this job for them is not fun. I
know people famously become judges because it seems like a really fun job.
Right. But it was. I was just like, everybody in that courtroom was nice. No, and on the jury, no one wanted to find this guy guilty. No one wanted to, but the evidence.
Your hands were tied. You were being honest.
The evidence was extremely clear. The case should not have gone to trial. It was that clear. Maybe the guy insisted on it. We don't know. We don't need to know. But everybody was like, fuck. Unfortunately, we have to find this guy guilty because that's what the evidence says. But nobody wanted to. And that's what you want, right? You want a group of people who are like, well, it's beyond a reasonable doubt. This is the standard we're given to obey. And we had to do it. So
wow.
It was very heartening. And my final peach, just to end on a very, very light, quick note, I had a show in San Diego last night with Donnie Benet. First of 6 shows we're doing together. We were talking about this a little bit before we started recording. That when I started doing the Très Magnifique thing, Donnie Benet is the guy I pointed to, and I was like, he was very inspirational to me.
Yeah.
I'd seen him do the one guy with tracks thing. I think you do as well. And I was like, this is that. If he can do it, I can do it. And I was like, when I'm doing that's a guy I'd love to be on the road with. And then my agent a few months ago saw that he was touring North America, and without my knowledge, reached out and said, hey, do you guys want support? I bet Brian would be willing to do it. And they were like, yeah, cool. First of all, an agent doing something on their own is a fucking miracle. But they bit, and I don't know what the offer would have been, but I was like, I can do the California shows. I'm going to Europe with NSP next month. I don't want to be away from home too much, but I can do these 6 shows.
Yes.
And we had our first in San Diego last night, and it was so great. Donnie's what a mensch, nicest guy. The band, he's with a full band. He's playing bass. He's a fucking good bassist.
He's incredible.
His new album Il Basso is out, and it's him, drums, guitar, and then a guy playing alto sax, and just 4 nice Australian dudes, and killer music. Great show. Donnie's at the merch table meeting fans afterwards. It was just awesome. And then the icing on the cake was I didn't want to stay overnight in San Diego. Drove home, hour 45 minutes home from San Diego.
Woo.
Just straight shot, didn't slow down once. No traffic. It was awesome.
Your agent is a genius. It's a genius pairing. I'm a big fan of Donnie. I'm a big fan of what you do with Trey. So big, and it is so.
Thanks.
It is perfect. I'm so into this. And speaking of records, I DJ at this one lounge, cocktail lounge, and I play the Trey record so much, and it fits the cocktail lounge vibe.
Thank you.
People are always like, this is. The people who work there and the bartenders, they're like, this is the vibe. This is the vibe we've always wanted here. And I'm like, yeah, that's my
awesome.
friend. He's a doctor. And then when it was Christmas, we would play the Christmas one nonstop. It was the theme of the place was your Christmas record there. And I wish you could see this place and how they react to the record. I'll try to film next time. Yeah.
Yeah. Please.
The Grinch one is one of my favorite things you've ever done.
Every time I played it, someone's like, what is this?
Did that one last night. One of my standing jokes with Trey is, I'll play usually one Christmas song in every set, and I'll say, I know what you're thinking, a Christmas song in March, but here's the thing. I know if you really and truly believe in your heart of hearts that there is no God, then you can play a Christmas song any day of the year.
Oh,
so good.
Yeah.
So good.
So yeah, those are my peaches. Chaki, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on, you guys. This was always such a pleasure to talk to you. And now I could really pinpoint what fucked me up as a kid. It was all those scary.
That's what we do. It's a service we offer to our
goal.
Best clients. Yeah.
Thank you. It's like therapy.
Yeah.
As always, it's been a joy. For folks at home who want to find your new album, listen to it, and support you, or find you on social media, where can they go?
Chaki.bandcamp.com for the new record, Chaki, and Chaki Funk Wizard on Instagram. That's where I put all my stuff. I have a new video coming out. It's all happening, people. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, and I love the album. Everybody go.
Thank you so much. It means the world.
Support this. Support. You know what? I'm not going to say support independent artists. I'm going to say support good independent artists.
Oh.
But you get to decide what's good. So
yeah,
there you go. But yeah, I love the album. Thank you for sending it over. It's so much fun, and it's just great to talk to you again.
You too, man.
Yeah. All right,
everybody. Take care of yourselves and subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/late at night. But more importantly, take care of yourselves.
Yes. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks.
Bye.
Leighton Night is produced by Brian Wecht and Leighton Gray. Sign up for our Patreon at patreon.com/Leighton Night. Follow us on Twitter at Leighton Night, on Instagram at Leighton_Night, or email us at leightonnight@gmail.com.